Karen stood confidently at the edge of her driveway, a radar gun in one hand and a clipboard in the other. With her ponytail swaying in the breeze, she scanned the road for speeding cars. Determined to keep her neighborhood safe, she took her role as a volunteer traffic enforcer very seriously. Every time a car zipped by, she would wave the radar gun like a badge of honor and shout, "Slow down." Neighbors knew of her relentless efforts. She would log down every violation in meticulous detail, sending the made-up speeding tickets to the Homeowners Association, HOA, with a sense of pride. To Karen, this was more than just a game, it was about protecting her small community from reckless driving. However, not everyone admired her passion. One dad, an engineer with a knack for pranks, had grown tired of Karen's antics. He decided it was time to show her that sometimes, laughter could be the best lesson. Little did Karen know that her day was about to take an unexpected turn as he plotted his humorous revenge on her self-appointed authority. In Karen's neighborhood, speeding cars had become a frequent problem. Many drivers zoomed through the quiet streets, unaware of the dangers they posed to children playing outside or pets wandering in yards. The once peaceful area now felt like a racetrack, making Karen increasingly anxious. As a mother herself, she often worried about the safety of her own kids and their friends. This fear fueled her determination to take action, believing that if she could just slow those cars down, she might prevent an accident. Her friends and family supported her passion, often recalling tales of close calls with speeding vehicles. Each story reinforced her belief that someone needed to step up. Karen wanted to be that person. Armed with her radar gun, she envisioned herself as a guardian of the neighborhood, protecting everyone from reckless drivers. As she stood there with her clipboard and radar gun, she thought of how rewarding it felt to stand up for her community, even if others found her methods questionable. With every car she flagged down, she felt a rush of purpose, convinced that her efforts would make a real difference in keeping her streets safe. Yet, she remained blissfully unaware that her dedicated mission was about to take a comedic turn. With her radar gun aimed at passing cars, Karen was in her element. Each time a vehicle sped by, she would dramatically wave her arms, shouting, "Slow down." The enthusiasm in her voice made it hard for drivers to ignore her. She loved the thrill of being a traffic enforcer, even if her authority was self-appointed. As cars slowed down to take a look at her, she quickly jotted down notes on her clipboard, pretending to log the speeding violations she created. Karen's dedication was unwavering. She would note details like the make and model of the car and would even come up with elaborate stories about the driver's speed. "This red sedan was definitely going 50 in a 25 zone, she'd exclaim, filling in the blanks with colorful anecdotes. Neighbors watched with mixed feelings, some found her amusing while others were concerned about how serious she took it all. Every evening, she would proudly send her meticulously crafted reports to the HOA, believing that each ticket brought her one step closer to making the neighborhood safer. Little did she know that her antics were drawing attention from a certain dad who was ready to turn her world upside down with his prank. Among the onlookers to Karen's antics was Dave, a local dad and engineer who had grown increasingly annoyed by her over-the-top enforcement. While he admired her dedication to safety, he found it hard to take her seriously as she waved her radar gun around like a wand. With each exaggerated shout, he could feel his patience wearing thin. After witnessing one too many of her colorful stories about non-existent speeders, he decided it was time for some fun. Dave loved a good prank and had the skills to pull it off. He thought about how to turn the tables on Karen in a way that would be lighthearted but memorable. Late one evening, he set up a radar device in his front yard, cleverly disguising it so that it looked like an official speed trap. Instead of measuring the speed of passing cars, this special radar would clock Karen's own walking speed. With everything in place, he couldn't wait to see Karen's reaction when she discovered that she'd been clocked at an outrageous speed. Little did he know that this playful prank would not only amuse him but also change the dynamic of their neighborhood forever. With his prank planned, Dave set to work on the hidden radar device. Using his engineering background, he carefully modified the radar so that it would only measure the speed of those who walked past it, and that meant Karen herself. He placed the radar in a spot where it could easily blend in with the bushes, making it look like an official setup. As he secured everything in place under the cover of darkness, he felt a thrill of excitement. Dave imagined Karen strutting along confidently, only to be met with a surprising reading that would make her rethink her self-appointed role as traffic enforcer. He knew she took herself seriously and couldn't wait to capture her reaction on video. The next day, as Karen continued her routine with zeal, she had no idea what was coming. As she walked back and forth near her driveway, the radar quietly recorded every step she took. When she finally noticed it blinking, she would be completely unaware it was measuring her speed instead of cars zooming by. Dave chuckled to himself, eagerly anticipating the moment she would discover she had been clocked at an outrageous 62 miles per hour. The neighborhood buzzed with anticipation for what was about to unfold. The moment arrived, and Dave couldn't contain his laughter as he approached Karen, who was busy monitoring traffic with her radar gun. With a smirk on his face, he casually said, "Hey Karen, you won't believe this. I just clocked you at 62 miles per hour." Karen paused, her eyes widening in disbelief. "What? That's impossible," she exclaimed, shaking her head. "I'm just walking." Confusion washed over her face as she looked from Dave to the radar device hidden among the bushes. She couldn't fathom how her walking speed could be that high. "Seriously," Dave continued, trying to hold back his laughter. "Maybe you should slow down yourself." The other neighbors nearby began to chuckle, watching the scene unfold. Karen's face turned red with frustration as she realized she had been the target of a prank all along. "I'm a traffic enforcer," she shouted in exasperation, waving her arms dramatically as if proving her point. The sight was too comical for the onlookers, and soon enough, someone pulled out their phone to capture the moment. Little did Karen know that this would spark an entertaining video that would soon go viral, changing her reputation in the neighborhood in ways she never expected. As disbelief turned to frustration, Karen's face flushed with embarrassment. "I'm a traffic enforcer," she shouted, her voice echoing in the neighborhood. She waved her arms wildly as if trying to prove her authority amidst the laughter erupting from the crowd. The neighborhood kids, who had gathered around, couldn't contain their giggles and were doubled over with laughter at the sight of her exaggerated reaction. "Look at me. I'm enforcing the law," she continued, her tone both defensive and theatrical. As Karen paced back and forth in front of Dave, the absurdity of the situation hit everyone harder. Even some adults couldn't help but chuckle at her antics. Amidst the laughter, Karen's frustrations took center stage, making it clear she didn't appreciate being the butt of a joke. Yet, in that moment of chaos, her self-importance as a traffic enforcer only added to the hilarity. The kids mimicked her gestures and chants with glee, turning the prank into a playful spectacle that would be talked about for days. A neighbor finally pulled out their phone to record what was unfolding, capturing every dramatic moment. Little did Karen know that this humorous scene would soon become a viral sensation on social media, forever changing how people viewed her role in the community. As the laughter continued, a neighbor quickly pulled out their phone, eager to capture the unfolding spectacle. With each exaggerated gesture from Karen, the moments of her shouting, "I'm a traffic enforcer," were recorded, adding to the humor. The image of her exasperation, combined with the playful jeers from the kids, created a scene that could only be described as a neighborhood classic. Within minutes of posting the video online, it started gaining traction. Friends and family shared it across various social media platforms, tagging each other in disbelief at Karen's antics. Captioned with phrases like, "When traffic enforcement goes too far," and "Watch out for the speedy enforcer," the video quickly caught fire. People from neighboring communities weighed in, commenting on how they had seen similar incidents but never quite like this. The mix of laughter and lightheartedness struck a chord with many. As shares multiplied, so did the views. What had started as an embarrassment for Karen soon became a delightful story shared over backyard barbecues and local gatherings. While she initially felt humiliated, little did Karen know that this viral moment would redefine her role in the community, turning her serious mission into a source of monthly entertainment for everyone involved. As the video of Karen's dramatic declaration spread like wildfire online, it showcased both her unwavering determination to enforce traffic rules and the hilarity of the prank she had fallen victim to. Social media platforms buzzed with mixed reactions. While many found joy in her over-the-top response, others debated the appropriateness of the prank itself. Some viewers praised her commitment to neighborhood safety, applauding her passion despite the embarrassment she faced. Comments flooded in, with some users empathizing with Karen's plight, writing things like, "She just wants to keep our kids safe." Others chimed in humorously, suggesting she might need to take a break from her self-appointed duties. Memes began to pop up, featuring Karen's animated expressions alongside captions like, "Speeding through life." Among the laughter and light-hearted criticism, people began sharing stories of their own neighborhood watch experiences. The video not only entertained but sparked conversations about community involvement. As the views climbed into the thousands, Karen became a local celebrity overnight. While she initially felt humiliated, the unexpected attention started to shift her perspective, making her realize that perhaps there was more joy in this experience than she had first thought. As the video continued to circulate, the community responses began to pour in. Many residents voiced their support for Karen, highlighting her commitment to neighborhood safety and declaring that her heart was in the right place. Some commented on how she was simply trying to protect their children and keep the streets safe, applauding her dedication even if it sometimes led to comical situations. On the other hand, a sizable number of viewers found humor in her predicament. Memes and jokes flooded social media, showcasing Karen's dramatic proclamations alongside playful captions. "Who knew traffic enforcement could be so entertaining?" one comment read, capturing the light-hearted nature of the reactions. Neighborhood kids chimed in with their own playful takes, mimicking her lines and turning her role into a local game. Amidst the laughter and support, discussion sparked around traffic safety and community involvement. Residents began sharing their own stories about neighborhood watch experiences, creating a mix of camaraderie and fun. While some worried that Karen's serious mission had been overshadowed by the prank, many felt it was a unique opportunity to engage the community positively. Ultimately, this unexpected attention revealed the complexities of Karen's character, dedicated yet hilariously relatable, making her a beloved figure in the neighborhood as they all embraced this entertaining turn of events together. In the end, Karen's experience became more than just a series of funny moments, it turned into an opportunity for the whole community to bond. What began as a light-hearted prank transformed into a catalyst for connection among neighbors. People started interacting more frequently, sharing stories, and finding common ground in laughter. As they gathered to discuss the viral video, residents shared their own experiences with neighborhood watch efforts, often reminiscing about the serious side of safety with a newfound lightness. The prank had sparked meaningful conversations about traffic safety, community involvement, and the importance of looking out for one another, reminding everyone that even serious issues could be approached with a sense of humor. Karen, once seen as the overly serious enforcer, emerged as a relatable figure whose journey resonated with many. The incident served as a reminder that while individual efforts to keep the neighborhood safe are important, the strength of a community lies in its ability to come together, support each other, and share in the joy of unexpected moments. Ultimately, this playful episode illustrated how laughter can bridge gaps and foster deeper connections, leaving a lasting impression on both Karen and her neighbors as they embraced their shared experiences together. As Karen reflected on the whirlwind of events that had unfolded, she realized that her role in the community was not just about enforcing rules but also about fostering connections. The prank that had initially embarrassed her became a lesson in humility and the importance of laughter. She learned that safety could be a shared responsibility, one best approached with a spirit of cooperation and joy. Karen began to embrace her newfound popularity, using it as an opportunity to strengthen community ties. She organized fun neighborhood events where families could come together to discuss safety in a light-hearted atmosphere. With her radar gun now a part of playful games rather than serious enforcement, she found herself laughing alongside neighbors instead of standing apart in authority. This experience taught her to celebrate light-hearted moments that bring people together. Karen discovered that community spirit thrives not only through vigilance but also through laughter and camaraderie. She recognized that the shared joys, and even the pranks, could enhance their sense of belonging. Ultimately, Karen emerged with a renewed perspective on enforcement, understanding that being part of a community means balancing commitment with enjoyment, creating a space where everyone feels connected and supported.